and a very welcome to the Challengers Group semi-final of the Elite Championship here against the Old Monks and the Blankslate. The Old Monks now start with the first delivery, and well, there's an appeal. There's an appeal, but that is all it will be. So we've started the semi-final here, and this is the match that matters. This is a match where both these teams will try their best to win. Now, for the second ball, Preetham Shinde this time. He has been outstanding throughout the tournament, carrying the Old Monks through very, very difficult times. They're missing a couple of key players today, the Old Monks. They're missing Rohit Karb and a few more, but they still have a very, very strong lineup. So blank slate, of course, they won the toss. They chose to bat here, and I think they'll be looking at a score of 170 plus at least, which is a good score at a surface like this. Again, we're playing in the afternoon here at the Fatima ground in Ghatkopar, and now he's cut it brilliantly, Dharmesh, and that's going to run for four. A faster outfield there, and that gets them 4 runs to begin with. So, in the over, first over, of course, we're in the power play, the first 6 overs, and here, that cap found brilliantly gets them 4 runs. So, Pritham Shinde comes in again, and now, so, a good ball to return. 5 runs on the board already, the blank slates, and they've chosen to bat first. I'm sure there's a strategy behind it. There's an approach. Go to set up a good score up and then build from there. Now again, the time just swiping at it and goes into the hands of the wicketkeeper who stumps it, but he was in the crease. So that's going to be that for the first over. 5 for no loss for the blank slates. And Old Monks, a good start, I think, apart from the 4 that we saw of Pritham Shinde's third ball. It's a reasonably good over and a very good start considering the power play. So now Rahul Thakur is the next bowler in the attack. Good figures in the previous game for him. And here he's facing Varun and Dharmesh. There are 3 to 4 really good batsmen in this team who can set up a good score if they get going. That's the real deal. That's the real, let's say, question, isn't it? That you have to get going. You have to start building your innings and, well, form a partnership. And you never know with these semi-finals, do you? We've seen we're close to the IPL final as well. The qualifier two took place yesterday. We have our finalists there, and here we're looking for one of our finalists as well. Of course, it's backup season in a lot of cricket all around India because the monsoons are around the corner. But also, what we're looking at is how the semi-finals affect your mentality, how these knockout games affect your mentality differently to your group stage games, and that is the thing. There's no given that if you beat someone during the group stage, you're going to do so in the knockout ones. Now we're trying to get back in it, and Rahul Thakkar now in the attack. Slower ball this time, and no dice, no singles. So, just single of the over so far. And now this time, a good shot, very good shot towards the offside, and that's going to get him 4 runs. So finding those boundaries in consecutive overs. Look at that, really well hit. Opened up the face of the bat and stepped properly. Knew where the fielder was not present. Remember, this is power play rules regulations. So just two fielders outside of the circle. He's found one of those huge spaces of gaps. Comfortably hit it for 4 runs. 10 runs up. I'm sure the target, I think, could be about 60 to 80 runs in the power play. And currently, well, I think they're close to 30, 35, 40. So they would want to accelerate a little bit more. Power play has been an important factor in this championship for every team. How they perform in the power play dictates a lot of the game. So now, this time another swing and a miss, and well, fast bowler. So the wicket keeper is further backwards. Otherwise, the batter was way, way off his line, and there was a chance there. Ramesh 2 fours already, and he is playing fearlessly. That's the good thing. That is what we like to see. He's come out here to set his runs in. We're playing in the middle of the day. It's about 5 p.m. here. Evening just around the corner, but still very hot, sweltering hot here. And the batters must be feeling the pressure. Standing padded up with the helmet, with the gloves. It's sweaty all around, and this is the condition that they need to perform in. Now, try to hit it well into the gap, but there it goes into the hands of the fielder. So he gets that wicket. Thought for a moment that he would find the gap there. And see now, once again, just try to find that gap. Didn't get the highest elevation, but still good enough for it to carry to the fielder there, who took it very, very nicely. And there, the first wicket falls, doesn't it? That's wicket number one. Rahul Thakur strikes, and Dharmesh has been dismissed. So 10 for 1 now. And one more to go in the second over still. So now it's 10 for 1, and Darshan is out at the crease along with Varun. They've lost a wicket already, earlier than they would have expected, earlier than they would have liked, and the old monks have struck. And Rahul Thakur once again in the attack and just seeing the over out for now, Darshan. So 2 overs up, 10 for 1 after 2 overs, and not enough runs, and unfortunately lost the wicket of one of their good strikers as well, who scored a couple of boundaries. So how they pick up from here the blank slate? Well, that is a question that they need to answer. Now Pritham Shinde back in the attack for his second over. So very effective he's been in all the matches that he's played for the Old Monks, and wants to be doing the same today. Probably with a wicket. He will want one, that's for sure. And the blank slates, well, can they target him? That's the question. Can they go and score some big runs, or are they going to let the power play get by? Pritam Shinde in the attack now. Look at the spin. The way it just spins inside. It's so difficult to read that on a pitch like this with the sun shining in your eyes. And the batter just a little confused whether played on the front foot or the back. Now this time again, look at the way it's spinning, and he's hit it towards the leg, and no fielder there at the circle mark. Just a few slips behind, and a lot of fielders on the offside for the left-hander there. And now Peel, and the finger goes up as well. So Darshan is now gone. Well, it was a good ball back in the attack and celebrations to match that as well. But this time, Pratik Shinde has struck and he's gotten a wicket for himself as well. Look at that, the way the ball spins in again. And for a moment, it looked like he was safe, and then the finger goes up and he has been dismissed. He's angry with himself because in this semi final, every wicket is important. But now the old monks, after those two initial fours, they've really come back into the game and it's 11 for 2 now. Pressure on. And old monks in the driving seat. Pratik Shinde now in the attack again. Atul is a new batter on the crease. Varun still staying there since being the opening partner for Dharmesh. And two wickets now gone, third over on. And this over so far, just 2 runs in Pratik Shinde's over. Remember, this is the power play, this is the batting power play. They're just adding the pressure. So again, another good ball. No runs there in the attack again. So now 2.5 overs done. Final ball of Pratik Shinde's second over. He'll have two more overs after that. Don't know if he'll be coming again during the power play. I think maybe not. Maybe they might not feel the need to bring him in. But here he comes one last time for now, at least, and tried to find the gap. But good fielding again. Really good fielding. Prevented that run there. So it's 12 for 2 after 3 overs, and something needs to click for the blank slate because two of their batters dismissed already. Now, Rahul Thakkar in the attack for his second over, and this time towards the leg. Well played by Atul actually, and that's going to run away for four. So, some breathing room, some relief is what they needed, and exactly that done by Atul. So, Rahul Thakkar now after that for Atul, and Rahul Thakkar facing off this time just cuts it slightly. It's in the air, and two fielders coming in from slip as well as the wicket keeper stopping it then. Rahul Thakkar now four and a dot. Good return this time. Now he's in the attack again. Here he comes. Good defense. Solid defense there by Atul. And that's exactly what you need to do sometimes. You need to go for those boundaries, yes. And then you also want to understand which balls to target. So three balls up. Now in the attack again. This time another swing and a miss. So he's come back really well, hasn't he, Rahul Thakur? After the first few balls, Rahul Thakur really returning in good fashion. Three dot balls now. And this time again in defense, but he's going to get a single, just rotating strike there, which is good. It's important to rotate strike and, just not let the pressure build up on one batsman. So just a switch now. So now this is going to be the final ball of the over for Rahul Thakur. Second over. And well, that's going to be that. So really good over once again. The blank slates up to 17 for 2, and it's 4 overs done. So a little behind on where they would love to be, especially considering this power play. And well, now the question is, are we going to see Shinde again? And yes, the answer is yes. So they rely on him and they want him to drive home the pressure. So Prikam Shinde in the attack once again, and for his third over, so not going to save a lot of his overs till the end. Going to get him into attack right away. Maybe try and crack another wicket. That's the theory out of it. So question is, Atul and Varun, what do they have in mind? Are they going to try and go for a big shot? Are they going to try and just defend it out of the way? It's the power play. They need to try and get some runs. That's going to be a wide. So it starts with a wide there. That's the question. But can they limit extras as well? It's again this time in the air, but in the gap as well. So single will come up there. fielder there at long off, just stopping it. And now a good ball. Well, you can see the expressions of all the fielders there. That was a close one for them, really close. So, Pritham Shinde once again in the attack. A wide, single, a dot ball. Every ball's getting better, isn't it? Even factually, even economically, every ball is getting better. Just setting up a fielder where he wants it, where he expects something to happen. And this time he steps up to it. Well, Varuna stepped up and hit it all the way down the ground. He predicted it perfectly. I think he knew what Pritham Shinde was going to do there. And he hit him for a six. Well, that takes courage. And the left-hander has done exactly that. He stepped up to the plate and delivered. Very important six at this point. It's not just about the six or that what can a six do? Well, what can a six do for you mentally? That's the question. As a batsman, as a team, it's very important that you don't feel down and out, that you go after these runs whenever you can. And this time, well, is there a fielder there? It's in the gap, I think. Yes, he's going to get the gap there. And are they going to run back for two? No, there's a lot of confusion. And there, oh, he's just missed it slightly. Ever so slightly. That was a chance. What a huge chance there. And well, what confusion in the middle of the park there. Just going to see a replay here. So he just hits it across the leg and slightly latches. They go for a single right in front of eyes, yes. And then a lot of confusion, caught in no man's land, and the keeper just so out of the position. The throw not that good. The throw just needed to be slightly better, and the batsman was yards out. Well, lucky lifeline, I think. And well, this time the keeper just a little keen for something, I think, but not finding anything much there. 7 runs of the over so far. 9 runs of the over so far. Atul on strike and just looking to see it out. And well, 26 for 2 after 5 overs. But there's, there's clear confusion between the two batsmen that really they need to solve. They need to talk it out. They need to understand. But to make sure that they don't end up giving away the wicket cheaply. So now, while it's time for a new bowler, Ojas is going to be given the responsibility of the final over of the power play. Sixth over now. They're up to 26. Not too bad, but I'm sure this is way lower than what they would have aimed. And if this doesn't go on to be a big over, then they are in the back foot. They are on the back foot, especially after losing 2 wickets. We spoke about how the power play can sometimes make or break a game. And now there's an appeal, well, but nothing much that entrusts the Empire. So single there, start, Otis is over. This is, of course, the sixth over here in front of us, the final over of the power play. And let's see how they're going to target this over. Atul and Varun up to 7 and 11 respectively. They need to build more. They need to do more for sure. Now Otis in the attack towards the leg side, and he's headed into the gap there, and that's going to get him 4 runs. Yes, the fielder almost reached there. Read it brilliantly and was running after it, but just couldn't get there in time. And look at that really good shot. Cuts it over the fielders into the gap. That gets them 4 runs. Atul up to 11 and Varun up to 11, both of them picking up some steam now, and that's exactly what Blankslate needs. So, Ojas, are we going to see some variation now? Something new, something different, and try to sweep that one? Well, it's going to get one, but well, that was a good idea. It was fine, it was hit well, just didn't get the best connection, and if it had, that would have run for four. So a single, 4 runs, and a single of the first 3 balls, 6 runs so far. Not the worst over in the world for Rogers. A couple of dot balls can really make it a good over for Rogers. And a couple more boundaries. Now in the attack. Looking to swing it now on the full toss and into the gap there. And that's going to run for four again. Really well hit. So what a shot down the leg side. Then I saw that there was no fielder at long on and hit it right away on the leg side on the full toss. Gets 4. 10 runs of the over now. 2 balls to go for just 2 boundaries already. Again stepping this time and a good return ball from Ojas. Well, he read it well, didn't he? For a moment, Varun was a little worried. You could see he was just waiting for the trajectory and the fall of the ball. Just understand if he needs to interrupt it again or do anything about it. So, good return ball here. Final ball of Ojas' spell and the final ball of the power play here in front of us. Stepping to it, full toss again, this time leg side in the air. And that is going to go all the way, but just to bounce before the boundary rope. 4 runs on that. See, once again, try to play it on the full toss. That's what he's tried a couple of times before. That brings them 4 more runs. So 14 runs from that over, 40 for 2 after 6 overs. And this over was really important, wasn't it, to bring them some kind of solace at the end of the power play. The power play ends at 40 for 2 after 6 overs. Warren and Atul at the crease. So now, we're just deciding who's going to be the next bowler. I think that's what they're looking for. And Yogesh Tacholkar, I think he's going to get the responsibility to bowl the first over after the power play, which is the seventh over. 40 for 2 the score here for the blank slate. And not the best start earlier. The last over, 14 runs off it, proving to be good. 40 for 2 in the power play. Well, I think they would want between 60 to 80. You want 10 plus, 12 runs plus, and off an average, but not too bad with 40. Now, just I think there's just some conversation there. So we start with Yogesh's over here, and up to 41, one run off the first ball. And Varun and Atul forming a sweet little partnership now, and they need to. So you can see once again now, not the worst ball, good spin on it, and almost going to the slip there, and that runs a bit of a force or boundary that they'll be happy with. But let's see what he's trying to do, Yogesh. Now down the line and four, well, that's exactly what they want. So back to back fours for the blank slate, and Varun now up to 27, racking some runs, isn't he? And that's exactly what they needed. They need this partnership to stay up for a while. Two wickets have gone a little bit cheaply, and this is going to be a wide, and that could have been close. Gets a wide. And now once again, good ball. So good response by Yogesh. Really good spin. Now again, good ball, and that's going to be another dot ball. Once again, so good reply there from Yogesh. A single is good, and that is an overthrow that might just get them another run. So, yes, that's exactly what happens if you don't have good cover at the end of your throws. And with that, it's now 52 for 2 after 7 overs. First over after the power play, 12 runs coming off it, but most of it from those two boundaries. So, Praveen Tambe now in the attack. He is, of course, a very, very good bowler. And now, look at the spin there. So now Praveen Tambe in the attack again, just sweep him slightly, and a single is what they're gonna get. So he's a good bowler. Of course, we know about his skills. We know how Praveen Tambe chooses to bowl, and he could be a key man, couldn't he, for the old monks if he can get a few wickets. This time now again, hit towards the gap. It's only a single, but slightly sloppy fielding in the deep, and luckily it didn't cost them anything. Now this time, look at that flight on it. So 55 for 2. This partnership has been forming for a while now. Praveen Tambe, good start to his over. 4 balls done, 3 runs only, and he'll be looking to maybe take a wicket. And this time it's hit really well by Warren. It's going to go all the way. Yes, it does, and brings up a huge six. Warren responds with a massive six here. Look at that. Just reads the spin perfectly this time, and the line just a little bit not perfect from Praveen, and that goes for a six. So now again, just trying to get their gears up. Varun and Atul. Atul 15. Varun up to 36 now. And look at that. Just needed to block it in the end. Good defense right there. So that's going to be the end of the over. And 61 for 2 after 8 overs. And slowly and steadily building towards a good partnership and a good score here. Blankslate. 2 overs to go before the 10 over mark, which is your drinks break at the halfway phase of the first innings. And this time, Yogesh Tucholkar back in the attack. Single there. So Yogesh back in the attacks. The spin bowlers really good for the old monks. They're really effective here, and they have a really good lineup. So just a conversation in the center of the park. So now good ball once again. Good fielding there at the offside. So Yogesh here with a good over. 2 runs of it so far. Once again, now look at that, just building up the pressure. Now we're in the ninth over here, up to 63. I think the first aim would have been something close to 80 or 90 runs, even 100 in the best case scenario after 10 overs. But here the ninth over is almost coming to an end, and it looks like 70, 75 at max could be the best case scenario for them. I think 70 is not too bad if they can keep the wickets. So final ball of the ninth over, second over here for Yogesh, and now just loosened his hands a little bit, hits it down the line, but that's just gonna get him a single, and it's gonna take the total up 64 for two after 9 overs. So now Praveen Tambe, he's been brought back in the attack, and here he comes once again, trying to get a wicket. He wants a wicket, doesn't he? So he's managing here the 10th over. And what are they going to be able to do in his over? That's the question. We're up to 37 now, Atul at 18. Praveen Tambe earlier 9 runs in his previous over. Remember that big six that was hit by Varun. Varun and Atul now rotating strike once again. Good ball this time. So he's covering up well. And what do you expect? He has the experience, his top level experience, and that's exactly what's showing here right now. Good defense once again, not taking the risk, not going huge. Praveen Kambe, 2 runs in the over so far. Once again, now Atul, look at that, just a little nick, and that would have been that, wouldn't it? And well, that brings the 10 overs to an end now. So 67 after 10 overs. I think shorter than what they would have expected and wanted, but it's strings break now, and this is the time to reconvene and get back to the attack soon. So 67 for 2 after 10 overs. So now we're in the 11th over, about to start, and Sandeep, the hold, given the responsibility. Good ball from Sandeep here. Good start. This is, of course, the start of the next 10 overs. The second phase of the first innings. 67 for 2, the target in the first. Scoreboard reads 67, and I think they target at least another 100, 110. That would have been the discussion between the batsman and the team captain as well. If they can hold on to the wickets for a few more overs and just keep getting those 8, 10, 7, 8, whatever, roughly, then they're in a good position to accelerate in the last 5 to 6 overs. They have wickets in hand, 8 wickets in hand, 2 wickets that went very cheaply, but Varun up to 38 now of just 26 balls. And Atul a little on the slower side, 20 from 26. But still, he's there to provide that stability, there to provide that support. So now, just looking and understanding the field setup as the bowler just gets what he wants in the right place as well. And here, the hole in the attack. And look at that. In the gap there with the fielder, just going to limit that to a single. And now this time, look at to play it back. That was a risky shot, a really brave shot, but it's going to run away for 4 runs. Well, that is such a good shot to see because it takes a lot of bravery and courage to leave your stumps open and then try to angle that shot past the wicketkeeper so you don't get caught and well, it doesn't get stopped and you don't go into your own stumps. There's so many things that can go wrong there, and none of those things actually mattering. And well, it's been given a bye, so not sure if Atul did get something on it or not. Maybe it just missed everyone altogether. This time towards the off and over the fielder, and that's gonna run for 4 more. What a shot! Now he's picking up steam, isn't he? Look at that, brilliantly played over the fielder there. So two fours back to back in this over. 10 runs in this over already. One of them obviously being a bias that's going to count as extras, but they're up to 77. They don't care how it comes as long as the runs come up. 77 for two. And maybe Atul and Varun just finding a little bit of clicks here. And this time, well, gets a lucky deflection, I would say, and runs all the way behind for a single. Are they going to come back for two? Yes, they are, and they're going to reach back in time. So, 2 runs to end the over, 12 runs from that over, and it's 79 for two after the end of 11 overs, the first over after the drinks break. They start well, they really start well, and this is what they need. Praveen Tambe, I think they're going to bring him back in the attack. Are they considering that? Yes, looks like that's going to be the answer. Praveen Tambe, no wickets today so far, but just 12 runs. Really good economy, and he's not too far from taking wickets. If I had to bet money on one man breaking this partnership up here, I would probably put it on Praveen. Varun up to 39 now of 27, and Atul up to 26 now of 29. He's slowly and steadily catching that steam, and if he'd got that 4 in his name that we saw earlier, he would have been up to 30 from 29 balls. So, good partnership forming here. They've already exceeded more than 50 runs in the partnership, and that's what's important. 26 of those runs coming from Atul. So now 79 for 2. Praveen Tambe coming on for his third over of his spell. Good spell so far. Like we said, just needs a wicket, and a wicket right now would be really crucial, wouldn't it? And this time, well, starts with a good ball, straight to the fielder there. So Praveen Tambe now in the attack again. This time he's stepping to him and he swung at it. But where's it gonna land? It lands in no man's land. And just a single then. Did they come back for two is the question. And yes, they have. They've come back for two. In the attack again now. Head towards the leg side. And well, good fielding there, really good fielding, and the miscommunication that we saw earlier. That's exactly what we were talking about. We saw it twice earlier as well, and this time it's cost them. It's cost them a wicket, and Praveen Tambe, well, a run out. But a wicket is a wicket, and it gets them the breakthrough in the partnership. Look at that. It's it there, good feeling, and all the way back. And he just can watch in despair as he loses his wicket. Saw it happen a couple of times before. Atul still at the crease, but Varun is now gone for 41. A good innings comes to an end, and the breakthrough at exactly the right time as they needed. Now Praveen Tambe in the attack. Now Bhavin, the new batter at the crease, the left-hander. A slightly unfortunate ending, well, to the partnership there in front of us, the run out, which was, well, from born from miscommunication that we were seeing bubbling earlier as well. And this time, just hits him on the thigh from the outside there. And now it's 81 for 3, 12th over about to come to an end. And well, again, a good over. And can Bhavin get there to the non strikers end fast? He had to rush, and he's done that. So just 3 runs of this over, another brilliant over for Praveen Tambe, and well, not a wicket to his name, but a wicket in his over, a run out, a crucial run out, and that makes it 82 for 3 after 12 overs. Sandeep Lahore now again in the attack. The first over was decent, but we know his quality, we know what he can do. The spinners, the bowlers of the old monk, well, they're really good, aren't they? The old monks. Now, Sandeep Kaur in the attack. Projected score is showing 137, which is not par, if you say so, on this track. I think they need to cross that 160 barrier. There's an appeal here now, straight off, and the umpire not interested. Well, still mixing words with the umpire, who's trying to clear it out that, well, you need to continue playing, continue bowling. And now he has to go at it again. Here he comes again, this time defended, and no is the answer from Atul for that single that Bhavin wanted to initiate. Now Bhavin once again, this time trying to defend and gets slight nick on it, I think, in the end. And that's going to run away for four. So well welcomed four for the blank slate. I just need to see if he got the nick or no. Yes, he did, and it just bounced off. And sometimes you need a little bit of luck to just get the momentum going in your favor. So, Atul and Bhavin now. Are we going to see new partnership blossom in front of us? Atul has to take some responsibility. The run out was equally 50-50 culpable there. I think it was not a run. I don't think should have ran for it, but there's been miscommunication between the teammates from the start, and now once again it's going behind, and this time it's leaving it be. So Bhavin on the crease now. 5 runs, four that he scored. Otherwise, a couple of dot balls, and now he tried to swing. And what a chance maybe there was. It didn't carry to the wicket keeper, and the expression of it shows exactly that. No chance to catch, no chance for stumping, and a chance for Bhavin. In the attack again now. This time, just places it slightly. It's going to be a single, and I think that's going to be that. So, single to end the 13th over there. It's going to come up to 87 for three. And this is the time where they have to now start accelerating from the next over onwards because they don't have a lot of overs in hand and they need a lot more runs. Oh, just now back in the attack after his first over and the right time to bring him in where they're finding their form well, the old monks again after breaking that partnership, and a good time to keep adding the pressure and let one or two of your bowlers who maybe didn't get the best start to come in and just, try and assert some dominance, feel better about their length, line, and bowling attack as well. So down the line, that's going to be another single. Bhavin now on strike. He's faced 10 balls. He's just defended properly when needed, rotated strike well when needed as well, tried a couple of times to go for the big ones, had that four earlier, and Atul still at the crease, 27 from 30 for him. 1 run, 1 run, 1 run per ball in this over so far. 14th over now in front of us. Now he sliced it and just falls short of the fielder there. So, and they thought about a single, So no runs there, but that was half a chance for a very important wicket of Atul would have gotten two very new batsmen at the crease. And well, it was a difficult chance, but it was one. Atul now trying to slice it in the gap there. I think he's going to get a single. Are they going to come back for two? No is the answer. So playing it safer this time. And now on the back foot, just defending that, playing it to the fielder there. And that brings the over to an end. So 14 overs end now. 91 for 3. 4 runs of that over. And now it's really getting closer to the death overs, isn't it? They need to accelerate. They need every run that they can get because every run counts. Projected score right now is 130 at this rate, and that's not going to be enough. And now it's time for Yogesh Cholkar to come in for his third over. 2 overs already, just 15 of it. Really good spell for him as well so far. Economy of 7.5. That's decent. That's very decent. 1 over was expensive. 1 over was not so much. Now bowling from the other end. Let's see what change the send brings for Yogesh. Atul at the crease and Pawan at the non-striker's end. Now, this time he's tried to hit him long and he's gone in the attack. There's a fielder underneath there and he takes that. He grabs that at the boundary line and that's gonna be another wicket, an important one this time. So Atul is now gone at 28. Could not add as many runs as he would have loved to, and really good fielding at the deep there. Caught it brilliantly, no mistakes, no hesitation. Watched the ball all the way, kept his eyes on the ball. Look at that, it went huge. It went all the way in the air with the fielder in the deep. Soft hands, opens up his palm, and in the end, that's wicket number 4 for the old Monks in the semi-finals here today. 91 for 4 now. It's the 15th over, and he had to go for this one, didn't he? He had to go and get it a 4 or a 6, get some runs in. It was this or that at the end of the day. So now Viraj and Bhavin, the two new batters on the crease, and Yogesh Cholkar gets his first wicket of his spell. And well, starts with a good ball and well, slight confusion. Bhavin was off his mark and was desperately looking to get back. Viraj now on the stumps and defends well. It's going to get a single, but singles are not going to be enough at this point. 92 for 4 now the score. Up to the 15th over. And this time now striking down the ground. The fielder there, he's going to be attentive, stops it at a single. But the intention is there from Blankslate. There is a clear intention to go down the line to find a couple of boundaries which they need per over at this point. Yogesh just a couple of singles in the over so far. Wicket, dot ball, then two singles. Now trying to sweep it. That's a good connection, but again, another single is all they're going to get. So 3 runs of the over so far. One ball to go. And looking like another really good over for the old monks. The fielding is really tight. The bowling is finding its length and line properly, and it's making the batters feel a little suffocated. They don't know where to find the boundaries from. That is the specialty of the old monks bowlers. The spin bowlers really know how to restrict runs. They know how to build up that pressure, and they're doing exactly that here. So the final ball of the 15th over. Before we get into the final 5 overs, the 10th overs in front of us. This is the final ball. We're up to 94. Can we find a six here? Are we going to touch 100? Statistics tell us no. Now, and there he's got his man with that. Bhavin dismissed, tried to play it on the back foot, missed it, and 9 runs from 13 balls. There it is. Bhavin gone as well on the final ball of the over. Yogesh, what an over for him here. Takes 2 wickets this time, and it's 94 for 5. 94 for 5 at the end of 15 overs. Really good position now for the old monks. Really in the driving seat. Look at that. Just takes it and just sneaks in below the bat. And Chirag upset at the non-strikers end. And now it's trouble city, trouble town. The Blankslates. You're in the semi-finals. Now we start. Now Preetham Shinde ball back into the attack. Fourth over for him. The end of his spell now in front of us, and he's been given the responsibility of the first over in the 5 death overs now that we're going to see. 94 for 5 now. This is the 16th over, and good ball by Preetham, and it's hit into the gap. Is he going to run for 4? Yes, it is. So really well hit there. That was not a bad ball, but read it very well there, Chirag. And that's gone for 4, you can see. Found the gap well and rolls for 4. So, Viraj, C and Viraj Now in the air, it's gone all the way there and misses the fielder there in the gap. Goes for 4 runs. So Viraj now finding those few important boundaries that they needed in a very crucial over. Look at the spin there, but still he played it perfectly. Two fours now back to back. So they're up to 100 now, 102 on the board. They were at 94, took them to 98, and now it's taken them 202. The 100 comes up, and they need another 50 runs though. That's the question. I think that's what they'll need. We'll see how the wicket progresses. This time it's in the air. Well, it's going to go. It's going to travel all the way. Looks like it. And that goes for a maximum. So, Viraj now really coming out with the firepower. 4, 4, and 6. Targets it perfectly. And this is turning out to be the most expensive over of Pritham Shinde's spell. Probably the most expensive over of the day. 14 of it so far. 2 balls yet to go. Run it on the board now. Good ball here, and now trying to swing once again. And another good ball from Pritham. So, really good answer to end the over. Two really good balls. And now at the end of 16 overs, it's up to 108 for 5. Both the Virages at the crease, captain at the crease. And now it's time to bring in their maestro, isn't it? Praveen Tambe in the attack now for his final over. And it's in the air now. Fielder's underneath, but it's gonna go all the way, is it? Yes, it does. Well, for a moment, it looked like the fielder there was gonna find an answer. Praveen Tambe, look at the spin there. It was there, but it just carried all the way, and he could just watch as it rushed for 6. So Praveen Tambe now, second 6 he's conceded in his spell. 3.1 overs for him. Last over, sorry, of his spell. He's got that run out earlier in the previous over where the capitulation started, if you say so. The third, the fourth, the fifth wicket, all in front of us. Lost Varun, we lost Atul, we lost Bhavin. It was around 82 for 2 at that point. 30 runs have been added since then for 3 wickets lost. And now, again, trying to go all the way long on the longer side of the field, though. And the fielder there, well, he can't seize that, but he's going to stop it from going for a boundary, I'm sure. And this time, throwing it back, and they've run 3 runs in that spite. So it didn't go for 4. He stopped it, but they ran 3 runs. Really good running between the sticks. And just checking in on the player there. I think he just injured himself a little bit while fielding that one. Just hoping that the players are all right there. The player there just injured himself while fielding that one, and well, just making sure he's all right. Taking a little break here. Don't worry, the game is on. Just need to make sure that he's all right. So we start again now. Praveen Tambe, 6 and 3 off the first ball, and it's going to be just a single of this one. It's a good start to the over for Blankslate. 10 runs off it so far, and they need to go like this, right? They need to target every ball as they can. They have 5 wickets in hand. Not a lot because there's going to be the tail enders. They need to protect their wickets. These two batsmen really need to play, yes, but they also need to take some risks scoring those big runs. It's a very thin line that they need to tread, but they need to find the balance between not losing the wicket but still going for the big shots. And now this time a fielder there just over him. It's going to go into the cap. That's going to be a single, but a lucky lifeline there maybe lands in no man's land. Just another single. Now again, just missing a step there. I think it's going to be a dead ball. Going to have to be bowled again. 2 balls to go at the end of his spell. Praveen Tambe. Now this time he's got the edge, and I think the fielder's gonna get underneath it, and he takes that one. That was the wicket he was waiting for. We're at 17 for 10, and that is what he wanted. He wanted to break the partnership, and that spin there just deceiving the batter, and they get the sixth wicket. No wickets today so far for Praveen Tambe, and he changed that in that instance. Kamlesh Singh now at the attack. So 119, 6 now, 1 ball to go. What a recovery in the over for Praveen Palmer. He went off 9 runs in the first 2 balls, and since then it's been single wicket, and most likely a good ball to end the over. We'll see what happens. Maybe Kamlesh tries to go for a biggie, but they're up to 120 now, almost 17 overs almost done. They have 18 balls left, 10 runs and over. Going to take them up to 150. That is the bare minimum, I would say. Final ball of the over. Final ball of Praveen Tambe's spell. And this time, it's just going to be a single. That's it. So, single to end, 120 comes up at the loss of 6 wickets after 17 overs. So now, Rahul Thakur is going to be back in the attack. Kamlesh and Viraj. Rahul Thakur, third over for him. That's going to be a wide. And just needs to get back in his crease there, Kamlesh, to make sure that he doesn't lose a wicket. Now, Rahul Thakur again. This time down the line, I think that's just going to get them a single. There's a fielder there, and they're going to throw it back. This is, of course, the semi final here. The Elite Championships. This is the Challengers Group. And semi final so very important always, because this is just one step away from taking you to the finals and two steps away from lifting that trophy, that cup, the winner's prize that you're fighting for. So players, of course, there's no need for extra motivation today. They already have this. They both want to win, both the teams, I'm sure. And that's exactly why we're seeing good cricketing here. That's a good ball. Well, Viraj dismissed this time. He went for another big shot because he felt he had to, he wanted to, he needed to add those runs. But Rahul Thakur strikes at the right time and takes out Viraj, who'd gone for a few big important hits earlier. And now, well, now they're in trouble again, the blank slate. It's 122 for 7, and the tail enders now with not a lot of balls left, and they need to touch 150 ideally. Wow, look at that. Just kept it straight, kept it true, and just swung it in a little bit. And that in swinger taking that wicket there. Good ball, really good ball there. He knew what the batter wanted to do, he knew what he had to do to get those runs up on the leg side. And now Santosh, the new batter at the crease with Kamlesh. So a wide start, then a single, 2 runs from the over so far for Rahul Thakur, and then he gets that important wicket now facing off Santosh, who knows he needs to go off straight off, and now towards the leg side, the fielder there at long on, just making sure it's only a single. Really good over here. For the 18th over, just 3 runs so far. It's exactly the kind of bowling you need. And, well, he has another over after this, so you might very well bowl the final over as well. Let's see how it pans out. Now he's swinging towards the off and into the gap, maybe. That gets them four. That important hit from Kamlesh gets them that four. So, very good four there. And this is bringing them up closer to 130. Still off what they would want. They need to go for more. And is Kamlesh going to do that? 2 balls to go in this over. 7 runs in the over so far. They need to average 10 and over. They needed to. Let's see. Now trying to deceive the bowler there. But good bowling on the money. Are they going to go for two? No. Just a single now. That brings Santosh on strike. 8 runs of the over. 1 ball to go. Now once again in the attack now. Stepping to it. Lifting it. Is he going to carry anywhere? It goes towards the boundary, and yes, it does. Well, that's a brilliantly executed shot. Stepped it to it courageously there, Santosh. Opened up the face of his bat, just lofted it over the fielder ever so slightly, and that's gone away for four. So, 12 runs of that over, really crucial, and brings it up to 132 now. 132 for 7 after 18, 12 balls to go. Yogesh, the Cholkar, coming back in the attack now. Now a good shot once again. Yogesh Decholkar to start this over. So just a single there. I think they want to target 10 per over. That's what they want. So they need a boundary or two. It's probably going to be this over that they can try and maximize. Of course, Yogesh had a brilliant previous over, remember, took 2 wickets off it. But wickets are of no priority right now. They need to go for every single run that they can. Now, just a single there. Good fielding in the deep once again. Kamlesh and Santosh now 6 and 8, both of them forming a tiny, teeny partnership. Kamlesh on the crease now, on strike. Is he gonna try and go for a four-year? Steps to it this time again, tries to hit it, but it's gonna spin inward, and that's why it's only gonna fetch him that single. Stepping to it confidently, but he needs to lift it in the right direction as well. So really good bowling once again by Yogesh. Just 3 runs of the first 3 balls. Singles are fine. He'll be happy with singles. He'll be fine with singles as long as they stay to that. And now, once again, leaving his stump, risking it. Now getting the good contact that Santosh wanted brings Kamlesh back on strike. 4 runs off the first 4 balls of this over. difference is now that both the batters are right-handed, and sometimes, you just miss that left-hander a little in that combo. Well, there's constant dilemma, and now he's got a good contact on it. How far is it going to go? Well, into the gap between two fielders there. For a moment, it looked like either of them could have gotten to it, but none did. It went large, it went up. It was not easy, yes, but two fielders right there. And in the gap, it goes for 4 runs. Very important four in the grand scheme of things, maybe because it brings up the 140 for them. And 8 runs in this over now. Kamlesh up to 13. This time again. And now the fielder says, yes, I'm going to come to it. He tries to grab it. And unsuccessful that time. So they're going to come back for two. And it's going to be 142 at the end of 19 overs. We see the replay once again. Tried to get that. Didn't have the best power behind it. But the fielder diving for it. No lack of efforts for sure. Just a little short in the end. So it's 142 in 19 overs. And one ball to go. And I think we know who's going to bowl. And yes, it's Rahul Thakur with the responsibility again. We saw that earlier that he had an over left, and we thought that he would be the right person, maybe. Now, it's going to be in the attack now, isn't he? Rahul Thakur, a really good over, could limit crucial runs here for the bowling side, and a really good over for the batting side to take them up to 150, 55, anything, even 160 in the best case scenario. Well, I think it's going to be a mix of both. So 150 target uno for Blankslate. Starts with a good shot, but straight to the fielder. Only a single there. Singles are good for Rahul Thakur. He's okay. As long as it's only singles, they say singles. And now that brings Kamlesh on strike. Maybe a little change in the field setup, especially towards the leg side where he's favored hitting, hasn't he? And two almost moments at the leg side there. Kamlesh, and you can see now the field is set accordingly. Rahul Thakur in the attack. Kamlesh straight down the line, and that's going to get them a single. So, just two singles so far. Two singles so far. 144 for 7 on the board. 4 balls to go in this innings before we have the innings break, before we have the final total. That will be the chase. 4 balls to decide that. And that swung high, and where's it gonna go? The fielder there this time grabs that one, Santosh's wicket, and now they have a third wicket for Rahul Thakur. Look at that. Just gets that slight edge, tries to hit it down the ground, but that edge and the fielder in the slip doesn't make a mess of that. So he grabs that one at 144 for 8 now. 3 balls to go. And a new batter at the crease again. Really important wicket there. Abhijit is now going to take on to the crease. So now Abhijit at strike, and I think Kamlesh would want to get strike in a situation like this. Abhijit now. And now towards the off, and that's going to get a good single. So well played by Abhijit, and maybe now two balls. Kamlesh to try and deliver a boundary. 145 on the board. Like we said, 140, 150 range was shaping up to be more realistic for Blankslate. And well, I think mentally they want to get as many runs as they can, which is probably two sixes at this point. Gets them to 157. But anything above 150, well, good ball, really good ball. Can they come back for two? Is the question. Are they going to be able to come back for two? That's a good throw. A direct throw would have done something more, and no is the signal from Kamlesh. So, good throw back. Kamlesh just didn't want to take that risk at that point. So, two runs, quick running, good running, 147 on the board now. What is the last ball going to bring? It's been a good bowling performance from the old Monks. Yes, they've slipped up sometimes. Yes, they've let the partnership build. Of course, they cannot be perfect. Nobody can, but they've come back into the game multiple times. And the final ball now, tried to swing, just get something soft on it. And they're going to try and run back for two, I'm sure. And that's in, and that's going to cost them the wicket. So good run out in the end. 148 is going to be the final score. 149 to win for the old Monks. I would say currently, looking at their batting lineup and looking at the way they've performed mentally, especially, it's going to be in their favor. The semi-final, ever so slightly. It can change at any point, can't it? Look at that. It was way too far, way too off. They tried. Kamlesh added important runs in the end. So did a lot of the batsmen as well. So it's 149 to win in 20 overs, and the chase is on. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back very soon just to break off a tenner or lesser, and then we begin the chase. Who wants to stop? Who wants a spot in the final? to the chase. Now 149 is the required runs that the old monks need. And now with Onkar and Kamran, they start. And he starts with a sweep. There's a shout there for stumping. Well, no wicket there, but that's a really exciting start. Seema Khan with the bowling. Get that again, this time just defended. Nice swipe at it. So good start. Rasim Khan in the power play here. Remember, 6 overs power play. 3 dot balls to start. The Monks do have good force strikers with the ball, and now trying to sneak a single there. The first runs come on board now. Now, Kamran facing Khan. Good ball once again. So just single of the over so far. And now tries to find the gap there. He's gonna get a single. Oh, is that running away from him? No. So 2 runs at the end of the first over. So now Darshan Modi given the responsibility of the second over, and well, he struck something. Did his bat just came off there? Struck something hard to the ground there. Play right here. See the ball here once again by Darshan Modi. And almost, well, he tried to grab that. That was his goggles that just came off in the end. And he's trying to catch that. Good fielding. A good start to the over. So now, 2 runs on the first over. And now the second over in front of us, the old monks. And that's going to be a wide ball. Well, so extras. They're always going to be happy to take an extras, aren't they, the old monks? It's not the biggest total that they have to chase. That's what we were talking about. It's 149. You get 120 balls when you start your 20 overs. So if you play your cards right in the power play, you can have a good lead by the end of it. But so far, the power play seems to be another good strategic masterclass, maybe, for the blank slate. So far, Old Monks just 3 runs in the power play, but it was still in the second over. That's about it. Now, Kamran on strike. This time, another swing and a miss, but it's going to be on target. And the wicketkeeper, he put it down, and I think from the reaction of Darshan Modi, there was something on it from the batsman. Well, you can see that from the reaction. There was something that the batsman got on it, I'm sure. Because he's animated on the field there, Darshan Modi, and he expected a wicket then. That's what it means. We didn't hear the sound here. Of course, we're quite far from the possibility of that. And, well, something, some chance, maybe an important chance. Can he create another one? Darshan Modi in the attack again now. Good ball, and he's got a good connection off it, off the bat, and that's going to race away for 4 runs. So the lifeline there for Kamran, and he says thank you so much for the lifeline. Gets a good contact on that. That races away for 4. Remember, only 2 fielders outside the ring. This is a power play, of course. So it's very difficult to limit those boundaries once the connection is good enough. And that's all the batsman needs to do. Gets their first boundary. 7 runs now. 3 balls left in this over. Now, Darshan Modi once again. This time a good ball and just misses him slightly, and the wicket keeper done a very good job to stop that one. That ball was fast. It came in with venom and could have easily have missed everyone and raced away for 4. So good wicket keeping this time. Now, another chance to swing now, and he's got the good connection for the second time, and another 4 runs. So Kamran responding in kind now. Look at that good bowling, fast bowling, but when you miss your length, it just gets smacked away that way. There's a lot of open spaces there, and there's a lot of pace on the ball as well. Maybe this time pace off is the option. And now another good ball. So good ball to end the over. It's 11 for no loss after 2 overs. Now, so Seamab Khan ball back in the attack. It's 11 for no loss. A good start for the bowling side. Remember, they had scored 10 runs in the first 2 overs as well, where we thought they were a little behind par. The score that they need to chase, the old monks, is not the highest. It's only 149, but they need to do it. That's the question. And now, well, getting lucky there. Did he hit him? I think he played himself on, and there it is. He played himself on, so there, the wicket is down. Omkar has been dismissed. That's exactly what we're talking about. If they get an early wicket, that is the pressure that they can create. For a moment, it looked like he just escaped, and then, but the wheels went off, and it is wicket number one of the old monks. Omkar has gone for a low scoring total today. Just one run from Omkar. And now, Kamran is seeing a new partner at the crease. 11 for 1. This is the third over, and look at the strategy meeting there. Of course, this is a semi final. It counts. Every wicket counts, every ball counts. And this is exactly why the blank slate is now rejuvenated. They've taken one wicket, they've not taken four, but every wicket that they take early is going to bring them some confidence. And the team that was a favorite to go in probably is slightly under pressure. Well, Sandeep Nagre now on the crease. He is an excellent batsman as we've seen throughout the tournament, and he's a reliable one. So now this could be an important moment for both sides. Sandeep Nagre clicks in well with Kamran. They can get a good start in the rest of the overs of the power play. Put up a good total, put up some 50, 60 runs if they can at the end of the power play, and then they're in a good position. But if Sandeep Nagre's wicket goes away at a cheap total, then you can say maybe they're back in the game, the blank slate. So Seamab Khan gets that wicket, just 2 runs off his first over, and now no runs so far in the first two balls, a wicket as well. Now in the attack. Seamab Khan in the attack. Look at that, just defending that one out. Sandeep once again. Here comes Seamab Khan. Look at that, defending again. So nothing from the over so far. 4 balls done, and it's heading towards a maiden over. Of course, it can change in the next 2 balls very easily. But really good bowling, really good pressure maintained in the first 3 overs. And once again, this time now trying to get a single, and quick running gets them the strike rotated, gets them that single. It's not going to be a maiden, and strike rotated as well, bringing Kamran back on strike. Now, good ball once again. They're going to try and get a single, but no risk there. So that brings about the end of 3 overs, and well, 12 for 1 after 3. Remember, Omkar went for the single run scored in the 6 balls that he faced. Kamran and Sandeep now have to form some kind of partnership. Darshan Modi now back in the attack. Good first over from him, remember. Almost got an important wicket as well. But what they've done so well is if they've managed to get a good piece of connection on Darshan's balls, bowling. They've managed to hit it across for 4 runs because it's completely pace on from him. And maybe that variation this time. Maybe he goes for a pace off option. We'll see the approach for Darshan Modi. But he wants a wicket. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to break this partnership, get another wicket in the power play. And I think he's going to bowl three in the power play. I think that's a possibility. Now, in the attack again. This time, good connection, and that's going to roll. But the fielder there at square just makes sure it's only a single. Good shot there. Good fielding to match that as well. 135 now needed in about 100 balls. Now, good defense once again. So, try to get that single, and they're getting that singles in. That's important. They're rotating strike, and they're doing that pretty well there. Kamran up to 10 from 10. Sandeep 3 from 5. Not completely unleashed himself yet, not opened up his arms, if you say so, for Sandeep, but that's his game. He's going to play those 5, 10 balls, and then he's going to be in a position where he feels confident about the pitch, about the balls, and about striking them throughout. So now, 3.3 overs. Good bowling overall for Darshan Modi, but no wickets yet. In the attack, here he comes, and good connection once again. Good fielding to slow that down, and that's going to be 2 runs if they run quickly, and it's going to be two. So, but good fielding. He saved 2 runs for his team that could have easily run away in the gap for four, and that's the kind of fielding you need. You need to try and stop every single run with your blood and sweat in a chase of just 149. It's the semi-finals, and it means that much for both teams. Last ball of the over, and he struck it well. It's in the air. Well, the fielder's getting underneath it, but is he going to be able to catch that? And he does that. Well, what a wicket. What a catch there is. Three fielders there. It could have easily have led to mayhem. But that strike gets Darshan Modi his wicket that he wanted, and another important wicket of the old Monk's top order falls across. And now Kamran has been dismissed. So is something looking nice here for the blank slate? Well, they've started well, and it's slightly troublesome at the end of 4 overs. It's 17 for 2. In a similar position they are to the blank slate. If you remember, they were right here in the end of 14 overs. They're at 19 for 2. So it's very similar. And let's see now what Ojas can do when he matches up with Sandeep. Now, while back in the attack, Ojas, the new batter, and Samir Khan in for his third over. So, he's been effective. So has Modi. Now, both of them have got a wicket apiece, and Sandeep and Ojas need to tie down themselves to the crease now to just make sure they can build a partnership because the old monks need that kind of support. Another wicket in the power play would really increase the pressure on them, really put them in a place where they would have to play those risky runs. Yet, well, let's see. 122 needed in 94 balls now. Look at that, just defending there, Sandeep, just playing out the pressure. You know he's capable of doing that. There's got to be a time where he will have to accelerate. The current run rate is now closer to 4, lesser than 4 even. And this is the fifth over in front of us of the power play. Look at that. Well, he's defended that, but I think they've seen it go and hit a pad and a huge appeal, huge shout to the umpire, but he's not convinced. But you can see what kind of over 4 dot balls already, and the required run rate now inching closer to 9. So good delivery so far. Now back in it, he gets a good strike over the fielder. Is that going to roll for 4? Can someone get there? Doesn't look like, and it's going to go for 4. So pressure relieved, boundary received, and there a good shot from Sandeep just gets them going in the right direction. So crossing it up to 21 now. 4 good balls. The fifth ball just a little lacking. Now the final ball of the over here. Sandeep on strike. And Seamup Khan, where's he going to bowl? What approach is he going to take to Sandeep now? He knows anything wide to the off can be lifted, and now he's looking to cut it fine, but nothing more than a single, which is a quick single. They've done that. So 22 for 2 at the end of 5 overs, and something just going their way in this over with that 4 for the old monks. And the last over of the power play now. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Modi or is it going to be someone else? That is the question now. Traditionally, we've seen the sixth over of the power play go to a new bowler, maybe a spinner at times. Not sure if that's going to be their approach, but curious to see their decision. Looks to be a new bowler, doesn't it? So, Vishal Thakkar is going to be the bowler, just as we thought that a new bowler is being brought into the attack for the sixth over, the last over of the power play. And 22 for 2, if he can just maintain the pressure, it's going to become very crucial this over. Remember, at the end of the power play, it was 40 for 2, and there were 14 runs that went in the last over there. So they were at a similar level. 22 for 2 here, they were at 26 for 2, and those 14 runs really give them a decent platform to then get some more confidence in, and that is the mistake that the bowling team now can't make. Sandeep on strike. He's started to find his groove a little. 8 from 11. And no balls played yet for Roach, just the spectator so far. And now this time, well, he swipes at it, and there's a dive there from the fielder, but not going to be able to stop that. And there, good feeling. Indian actually at long on to stop that boundary. Important runs, especially a boundary. It's not about the runs, it's about the momentum. It's about the pressure that you're building, which gets released when you concede a boundary. That's what they stopped there. Good feeling there, just a single. Vishal Thakkar once again now in the attack. And here he comes again. Tried to sweep him where there's a shout, but nothing too worrisome there. Just tried to sweep the ball onto the leg side. Trying to go towards square leg. You can see there's no deep fielder there. Or just trying to find his groove as well. Or just facing Vishal. Now once again he tries the same thing, this time much further from the off. And a similar result. It rolls through to the wicket keeper. Now the question is he going to go for it the third time? And does Vishal Thakkar expect that? So is he going to bowl straight at the stumps? Maybe is he going to, just spin it inside? And now once again he tries that. So he's hell bent on the shot that he wants to pull off. This way or that, Ojas is trying to go for the big ones, but three dot balls here, so really good over so far for the blank slate. And two balls left for Vishal Thakkar. And this time it's going to be a wide. Well, it was missing everyone in the end. Similar attempt of sweeping it through, and it's going to be given a wide. And now finally he gets the contact he wanted, and this time, well, that's exactly what he was trying to do, wasn't he? You can see that's the contact he wanted. See the replay here. Gets that contact, and no fielder there, of course. He knows that as well. Displaying that sweep and lift, and gets a four this time, just relieving some pressure, taking them up to 28. Single off the first ball, then a wide, took them up to 24. Now up to 28 with one ball to go. Who's going to come on top here? Ojas versus Vishal Thakkar. Ojas once again trying to sweep, and this time it's only going to get them a single. Just runs off in the opposite side. There's a fielder there. So 29 for 2 at the end of the power play. This is where they stand, 11 runs short of where Blankslate were. And that's not going to be too worrisome for them, but what is going to be worrisome is that they cannot afford another wicket to go anytime soon now. So 29 for 2 and 6. So Viraj now has been brought in to attack the first over after the power play. 29 for 2 score in 6 overs for the old monks. And are they going to get a little bit more freedom, especially for those ones and twos now? Now that the power play restrictions are lifted, and a good ball there, good start by Viraj. Swung it outside and into the hands, gloves of the wicketkeeper. Now this time once again, is he out of the crease? Well, just got back in time, just pushed his leg back, but another nervy moment for Ojas, who is fancying that sweep shot quite a lot actually. Ojas. Now, Viraj in the attack, and the spin once again catches him off guard. And he's playing with fire right now because he's opening himself up to a stumping, to a cotton bolt, to an LBW, multiple angles of attack for Viraj as Ojas tries to sweep once again, and this time it's in the air. And can it be caught? Yes, it can. The same shot for the seventh or eighth time, and this time it does not yield him any runs. And Viraj expected that. So Ojas there loses his wicket, and now it's 29 for 3 in the old monks. Well, they're in trouble now, aren't they? They're in trouble in this semi final here today. Something needs to change. Someone needs to build a partnership here with Sandeep. So Sandeep now joining Sandeep, of course, in the at the crease. Remember, in the first innings we had Viraj and Viraj playing together. Now we have Sandeep and Sandeep playing together. Well, that partnership fetched about 30 runs. What can both of them do? This is the last ball of the seventh over, the first over after the power play. And Viraj, he's just conceded the single and taken a wicket as well. Good defense once again. So that's going to be that. And that brings about the seventh over to the end. It's 30 for 3 after 7, and they are lagging behind now. Now, good ball once again. So, good start to the over by Vishal Thakkar. In for his second over here. Bowled really well in the power play, the final over of the power play, remember? And now he starts again. The pressure is about to be mounting on the players here for sure. The batsman, you can see, and there's an appeal. Will the finger go up? And he said it's gonna go down the line, so it's not gonna be given there. And he might be right there actually. Now he's hit well, and it's kind of in a gap there. You can see, just gets them a single there. Now, well, that was a chance. Maybe the ball just lifted up a little, and we'll see the replay here. It was close, not very close, but you can just see that that's why the shout was there. Got far from him in the end, but you can sense the excitement with the bowlers and the fielders as they feel that this match could be in their hands if it just continues this way. They keep applying the pressure. They keep trying to force shots, which will get them those runs. And now another shout, but not too convincing this time. Just a bye there. And 33 for 3 now after 8 overs, and they really need to pick up steam now because now they're lagging behind by a big margin. The required run rate is almost up to 10 now. So now 33 for 3, and Santosh Palve, the new bowler in the attack. Sandeep at the crease. 2 overs left before the halfway mark of the innings, before the first phase ends and we have drinks. And these 2 overs are going to be really crucial for both these sides. And that's in the air, and I think got a good touch on that. Is it going to run all the way for 4? Yes, it does. No real fielding there, and a good shot played. Starts with an important 4 there. Really well. Just lofts it over everyone and goes up. Now hit towards the boundary, all the way. It was long off for him, and it gets them a single. Just rotating strike there. Now, Santosh Palve. Good ball yet again to the fielder. And this time he's headed towards the leg. The fielder there is going to restrict it to a single. But they're trying to open up their arms. They're trying to go for those boundaries because they need to at this point. They're getting closer to 40 now. 39 for 3. Remember, Very importantly, Blankslate were up to 40 at the end of 6 overs. Currently, Old Monks are 3 overs behind to that. There were overs in between where there were not a lot of runs scored. There were wickets taken. There was exchanges. Yes, so there's always going to be phases. There's always going to be moments. But this first half of the second innings seems to be in the favor. But if it goes long like this, well, it will change the dynamic, won't it? 6 and a 4 in this over now. So 12 runs already. This is the kind of over they needed, the Old Monks. And a massive six there by Sandeep. Well, with just as we were speaking. Now, good single. And well, with that single, they end the 9 overs. So it's 46 for 3 in 9 overs. Just a little bit of acceleration in this over, importantly, brings the required run rate slightly down again. 46 for 3 now. 103 runs needed now in 66 balls. So Deepak is the next bowler now in the attack, and this is going to be the last over before the end of the first half of the innings. Of course, we have 10 more overs to come, but now Deepak, this is going to be a crucial over for both sides. Good start there by him. A good start. And if he can limit something below 8 runs here, it's going to become a really good over. And now look at the spin. Well, it almost got him that wicket. The way it just spun all the way inside. Well, that was a brilliant delivery, wasn't it? Now, once again, he's trying to get that wicket, isn't he? Really brilliant spin. And did he get this man? Well, for a moment, it looked like he almost did. And now, Sandeep really under pressure. He has to see this out, hasn't he? Once again. Now again a spin, but he plays it well this time, Sandeep, towards the leg. And there, he's caught at the boundary well. He tried to put it over the fielder there, and he's angry with the way he swung that. And now you can see just left it, but gets the top edge, doesn't get the middle of the bat, and that comfortably comes into the hands of the fielder. And well, the buck strikes in the 10th over, the important wicket just before the over ends, just before the first half of the innings ends. It's 46 for 4 now. And now, Old Monks are really in trouble. This was the biggest partnership they've maintained throughout the day. They've consistently lost wickets and they have been outstanding throughout the tournament. This is something which is new to them. We're going to take a quick drinks break now, but we're going to come back again for that final ball before the over, and then we go again. And while they start here, well, last ball of the over, Deepak with a huge shout, but nothing going his way there. So, new batsman at the crease before we end the 10th over. Huge shout from Deepak, not getting him anything much. So, 10 overs now come to an end, 46 for 4 at the end of 10 overs. In the air now, and that's going to go all the way for a 6. So, now trying to get underway there. Look at that. Sandeep gets good contact on that first over after the 10 over mark. 11th over underneath in front of us. Viraj taking the responsibility. Just one run in his previous over. Remember, I know wicket, and now went for a 6. Now going on to the other side. So now in the attack, here comes Viraj. Good recovery after the first six. Yes, 3 runs, but no boundaries. And Ajay trying to form a partnership with Sandeep here. So now with that brilliant ball in front of us, well, Ajay, who's just new to the crease, he's got his wicket as well. Viraj went for that six, but he strikes again, and now another wicket falls in front of us. Let's see once again. We'll have the replay for you. 55 runs on the board, yes, but look at that. He just leaves his stumps, tried to go for the big one. Had to take a couple of risks there, no doubt about it. But the ball just spins back in and it takes another crucial wicket. And now half the team has been dismissed. 55 for 5 now in 11 overs. And it's looking very difficult. The required run rate is now up to 11. So, all marks now 55 for 5. Sandeep still at the, and it's in the air. Well, he's hit it large this time again, hasn't he? That's exactly what they need from Sandeep. Prateek Jadhav at the non-strikers end. There's a good possibility of this partnership clicking well, isn't it? Sandeep, one of their last beacons of hope, I would say. He's gone for big six and takes the score up to 61. Now Deepak in the attack again. Second over for him, of course. Just 6 runs conceded across the first two. So Deepak in the attack now. And once again, good delivery there. They're going to try and sneak a single. He's giving it to the other side, and have they got him? Well, they've got him. Well, that is something they might have not needed to risk there. Sandeep just trying to get that single, trying to come on strike, and maybe he didn't suspect the ball would go onto the other side, and Prateek Jadhav's wicket has now gone, and this is the partnership we thought might work out. Sandeep is still at the crease with 26, but now another wicket goes. It's 62 for 6 now. So now Deepak has got to run out in this over. Well, good, good opportunity now to maybe just bring on the pressure. Look at that, 4-6 we saw earlier, toss one, and that run out I think will just play in Sandeep's mind for a little. Now Saket is at the crease with him, and they're 63 for six. They don't have that many balls in hand. They need 86 runs in 49 balls now. The runs just getting larger. Now looking to strike, Saket plays it towards the leg side with just a single. So Vishal Thakkar now, because maybe he just needs to find a wicket. He's already bowled two good overs, just 8 runs conceded. So Saket and Sandeep there, 64 for 6 now after 12 overs, 8 overs to go. They need about 86 runs. They need 10 runs and over, and they need one big over somewhere in the middle. Because Vishal Thakkar, he has been really good so far. And now he's back in the attack. Look at that. The spin just catching Saket a little off guard, but he plays it on for that single. And once again gets a slight cut on it, going towards another single. Saket and Sandeep now at the crease. Singles are not going to do them favors, but as of now, that's all they can probably get if they feel that they don't want to take unnecessary risks since they've already lost 6 wickets. This is what happens when the run rate is trickling up and the wickets are also not there. Once again now. Vishal Thakkar now just swipes at it. So, no runs this time. Now, once again, try to find the gap there. So, Vishal Thakkar, last ball of his over there. 3 runs of the over so far. Really, really good bowling once again. No wickets, yes, but he's done a really good job at limiting the runs and increasing the pressure on the batsman. Sandeep on strike now. He's up to 28, trying to find the gap there, and I think he's going to get there just in time with that shot. The fielder missing out narrowly in the end, so 4 runs. and a really important four in the end from Sandeep. Really good shot. Was looking for something exactly that. It's not going to be enough, but it's going to be something. So at the end of 13 overs, well, Deepak now coming back to the attack. Like I said, at the end of 13 overs, they're up to 71. And this time, once again, good bowling from Deepak. Viraj, the new bowler in the attack, of course, now Deepak. And now it's hitting the gap and it's going to get them 4 runs. Well, much needed for a good start to the over there. First ball, nothing, but then went for a four. Now in the attack, this time again. Well, played down the line, and that's going to get them another single. Now he's put it in the air. Well, it's going all the way up. Is someone going to get underneath it? And well, he's dropped that one. It was an opportunity of a caught and bowled. And Sandeep, the main man, would have been gone there. And that would have been such a critical wicket. 76 for 7. And match probably wrapped up. Because they would need 73 more runs. Well, it's still very much in the favours of the blank slate. They've bowled brilliantly here today. They've really done a good job. And once again, now going for a single. They're going to get that single there. So 13.5 overs. Final ball of this over. 14 overs just around the corner. And Saket on strike. And now just looking to strike it into the gap. Gonna get a single. So just a single there to end the over. So with this, 14 overs done. Just 6 overs left, and it's 79 for 6 now.
70 runs needed in 35 deliveries now. The game has almost been going from the hands of the old monk. They lose their seventh. The Yogesh, the new batter, at the crease now. And Deepak gets his second. He's back into the attack for his third over. He's also already picked up a wicket and a ball before he picked up another wicket. So 2 wickets in his name. He's just given 9 runs. 79 for 7 tests for the old monk. And they found themselves under huge trouble with just wicket falling. Still 70 is what they need in 35 deliveries. Yogesh on strike. First ball. Cuts that one straight towards the point fielder. Have they taken that a single? Yes, Yogesh is off the mark. The singles and doubles won't be a concern here at the moment for the blank slate. The required run rate is almost up to 12.13. It's almost touching 13 per over now. Required run rate is just 5.38. Oh, this is good delivery. Another one just straight, giving pace onto that one, skids through. The batter trying to pull that away, gets wrapped onto the pad straight away there. It's 80 for 7 at the moment. And this dot ball is just a compilation of the pressure being built on the old monk. Beautiful delivery. You can see he's getting the grip of the ball. He's also getting some bit of a turn on that pitch. Just a single. This has been a really good over. Just 2 runs off this over so far. A wicket and a dot ball. Oh, this might be straight. Looks like it might be just. Impact might be just outside because there was an appeal, half-hearted appeal there from the bowler. Looks like he also knew that it wasn't into that line. Last ball. Oh, sharply gets the turn, again trying to sweep it. But the keeper also misses it and will get the byes runs. That will be the end of the 15th over. It's 82 for 7. Another brilliant over from Deepak. Just 3 runs, a wicket, and a couple of dot balls to end that over. And we are starting off the third 16th over now. Seemup Khan into the attack for his fourth over. What a beautiful spell he is bowled. Just given 8 runs and he's also picked up a wicket. Oh, beautiful delivery. Just getting that extra bit of a pace and a bounce onto it as well. Yes, that will be a byes runs. More of what we have seen from the old monk. They have always tried to play it, that sweep shot more of the often very frequently, and they have missed couple onto it. They just aren't picking up the lengths where they have to play that sweep shot, and in that process they have played couple of dot balls. Though they have got the runs of byes, but the byes runs won't be a concern here for the black slate at the moment. Yeah, this one you can see the ball just when it's pitching and then gets extra bit of a bounce onto that pitch. Is getting that hold onto that ball really well. He's also gripping the ball well. Just a single, just 2 runs off this over so far. 4 deliveries left. Now a bit of a flight onto that delivery, but it might be just straight into the hands of the fielder there. A slightly slower through the air. Gave a bit of a flight onto that delivery, but just a single in the end. Sandeep playing on 35 of 30. Oh, you can see how difficult it is to pick the ball when it's coming very slow out of his hands. First 2 balls went really quick off the hands of Seam Up, and now very slow in the air. Almost have to generate all the power of the core to play that shot, but just missing onto it. This one gets through the straight down the ground towards the long of just a single. So spinners have got a pretty much of an help today with just change in the pace, and a bit of extra pace have also worked into that favor today. Just a flick on the leg side gets the single. That will be the end of the 16th. The score is 87 for 7. Still, the current run rate is only 5.44, and now required run rate has just mounted up to 15. 15 runs per over, and will almost go to 16 the next over. Vishal Thakkar back into the attack for his fourth and the final over. We're starting off the 17th over. You can just take the equation out of cause it's too many runs needed of just 24 deliveries. 62 of 24 balls with Vishal into the attack for his fourth and the final over. He's just given 15 runs in his spell of 3 overs. So overall, the blank slate bowlers have really read the pitch really well, and they haven't gone for many runs. Oh, this might be, yes it is. Straight up there was again trying to play that sweep shot. Plays it across the line. The ball was very much straight here from Vishal. Skids through, goes straight onto the pads, and that was a straight up out here. As the umpire didn't have an hesitation, Yogesh back after just scoring 6 runs. Another wicket falling for the old monks, and now it might be just down and over for them. Just 2 wickets remaining in their hands with 62 needed of just 23 deliveries. It's only Sandeep who's playing on 36 of 32, but he's not getting any support from the other end. The wickets have been just falling easily. That's the very first ball, and he gets the reward. Vishal Thakkar of the 3 overs he bowled consistently well, and now he's got the reward with that wicket of Yogesh. But the blank slate, it was always going to be difficult score of that 149 to win, because with the pitch we have to offer, it's a bit of a slow on track. You need to play your shots well. You need to assess the pitch well. You need to spend some time. It's not like you can come the first ball and start hitting. Oh, this might be the second one. Yes, it is. Very first ball, the batter trying to play that shot, the fancy shot, trying to play behind the fine leg. Again, the straight delivery might be just a hint of a turn. Not even, but it was a straight delivery. That's another one. Amir walks back onto the golden duck. And there, it's almost like over for the old monks now. They've already lost 9 wickets. It's just a matter of 1 wicket for the blank slate to cement their place into the finals of the elite group. Champions. The finals of the Champions Group Elite League. It's Praveen Tambe, the new man and probably the last man at the crease for the old monks. He will be on straight up on strike. And Vishal Thakkar is on hat trick. Can he cement his team into the finals with getting a hat trick on this ball? The people are on the edge. Final ball coming. Vishal. Praveen on strike. Praveen manages to play that cut shot. Excellent field there. Just giving everything onto it. It's a dot ball. Can we have the winners in this over? Is only, oh, beautiful delivery, just gets through. The ball gets through the batters very quickly, and the variation of the pace of what we have seen from the blank slate is excellent. Have been spot on today. Or this one, pace on, driven and driven beautifully. Has it gone all the way? No, there's fielder, might be just a couple here. Just a single, and Praveen Tambe is off the mark with that single. So just a single run of this over so far and 2 wickets. This is the last ball of this 17th over. It's Sandeep on strike. Vishal with the last ball of his spell. Oh, is it all over? Looks like there was some part of his leg behind the line, because it's given not out. So that is the end of a superb over from Vishal Thakkar. Might be just a match winning spell of 4 overs, 2 wickets, 16 runs given from Vishal Thakkar in his spell of 4 overs. It's still 61 needed of the last 18 deliveries. We are starting off the 18th over now. And it will be Praveen on strike now. Viraj into the attack for his fourth and the final over. He's also been excellent through this spell of 3 overs, 19 runs, 2 wickets. Oh, that's a really good delivery off the back foot. Almost had to generate all the energy to play that shot off the back foot. Hasn't been able to do it. Oh, that's tip in the air. Safely onto the leg side would be just a single. Now they are just trying to play that over out. Trying to play that all the 20 overs. Goes up, that's up, that's high, and will go all the way. That's a clean hit of the bat of Sandeep. Judged it really well. Came dancing down and placed it superbly through the leg side. And then went up high. And it went up handsomely for a 6. Something to cheer for the old monk with that 6 of Sandeep. Another one, this one, another one. This is even better. This is even longer off the bat. No, that's it. The game's over. And the old monk have lost that last wicket. It's all done and dusted for the old monks, and blank slate cement their place into the finals of the Champions Group of this Elite Cricket Championship. Blankslate winning by 52 runs, comfortably winning. They have been excellent with the ball throughout all those 20 overs they have bowled. And it will be the Blankslate who will just make them out into the finals of the Elite Cricket Group of the Champions Group. And the old monk might be just devastated with the performance they had today, with the bat especially. They had a really good first innings with the ball. They really restricted Blankslate really well, just under 149, but weren't just day with the bat for them today. And it's the Blankslate who move forward into the tournament, and Old Monk will keep their heads high as reaching into the semi-finals of this Elite Cricket Group. That's all from this match, and we'll see you with the another match. Stay tuned for the next semi-final of this Elite Cricket Championship. Till then, goodbye and take care.